Hi everyone, VortexTCG here, and today I'm going to be continuing my review series of the RBO1 or Resurgence Booster reprint set. We're going to be talking about the Lamortmon or the Angoramon stuff in this video. This is one of the decks that I feel like has been a bit more neglected than the other ones in Jellymon and obviously the Gamamon. It feels like this one hasn't really been given a lot of focus, and I believe this was also released the latest. I believe it was revealed in like BT10 when compared to the other ones, which got, I believe, BT8 and BT9 respectively. So there is a little bit of, will this stuff end up being good? And I'm going to be discussing that today, and if you're looking forward to hearing my opinions on the new Angoramon support coming out of RBO1, please do like and subscribe. Your support is greatly appreciated, and if you like these kind of videos, I'll continue making them. So let's talk about the Angoramon support. Let's talk about the Bosamon first, which is the level 2.
Bosamon is a level 2 Digi-Egg with the ability, while your opponent has no unsuspended Digimon in play, this Digimon gains 1000 DP.
So if I'm being perfectly honest about the Bosamon here, I'm not very happy, not very hyped about it. I feel like it doesn't really do that much for the archetype. Yes, 1k DP, is nice, but I think we're kind of over the 1k DP idea as a whole because loads of eggs have the exact same thing. I think if they were to theme this a little bit better, like while your opponent has no unsuspended Digimon gain a memory, then I think he'll be a lot more better, because then you actually have, some sort of like cohesion instead of it just being a 1k DP instead. So a little bit disappointed in the egg if I'm being perfectly honest, but I hope that the other pieces of support are a lot more better. And speaking of the other support, let's talk about the poster child himself, I guess, which is going to be the Angoramon.
Angoramon is a level 3 green Digimon with the on-play ability. Reveal 3 cards from the top of your deck, add 1 card with Angoramon its text and 1 Ruli Tsukimono among them to your hand, place the rest to the bottom of the deck in any order, and then all turns, if your opponent has no unsuspended Digimon in play, this Digimon gains 1000 DP.
So it's everyone in this set essentially gets a searcher for the Digimon Ghost Game archetype level 3s essentially. So Angoramon is just that, allows you to find a guy with Angora in text and one with Ruli in text or in name among them to your hand. And the all turns effect, inheritable, is the same as the egg, no unsuspended Digimon in play, this Digimon gains 1k DP. You're going to be playing 4 of this anyways, because let's face it, the deck doesn't have much search. It actually has a decent amount of memory gain, if I remember correctly, from previous support, mainly the promo, and not the promo Ruli, but the promo Angora. So yeah, I mean, the search is nice. You're going to be playing 4 of this. It doesn't really matter about the inheritable. The inheritable obviously does matter sometimes, but it just feels like the 1k DP is just a little bit underwhelming in my opinion. So it seems like this is going to be the theme for the level 3s and the level 4s also. So a bit disappointed. I mean, getting extra DP is always going to be nice, but I'm pretty sure you could potentially be playing some of the Rulis that give you DP boosts. So, and that's unconditional, I believe. So yeah, not very excited, not very happy about this inherited effect, but the searcher is going to be good because it's a searcher, and this is the only searcher this deck has at the moment. So you're going to be playing 4 of this, and that's what I can really say about this Angoramon. So let's talk about the Sinbear Angoramon now, which is the level 4 in the archetype.
Sinbear Angoramon is a level 4 green Digimon with the when Digivolving effect. If you don't have a Ruli card in play, you may play one from your hand without paying its memory cost, and it's the same all turns effect of if your opponent has no unsuspended Digimon in play, this Digimon gains 1000 DP.
So pretty much every level 4 in this set, from the Jellymon and the Angoramon line, have the exact same level 4, which is if you don't have the Tamer in play, play the Tamer. Always playing a Tamer for free is going to be very strong, but if I'm being perfectly honest, I think with the power level of these cards, like the Angora and the Tesla Jellymon in the previous video that I discussed, I don't think it needs to have a restriction. I mean, if you wanted to add a restriction, fine, but I feel like if you just Digivolve and play a Ruli for free, I don't think you're going to be breaking the game. So just playing 1 and 1 permanently is a bit unfortunate, but hey, you're going to be playing 4 of this anyways pretty much, because playing a Tamer for free is good value. So yeah, not really much else to say about this, unfortunately. And if I remember correctly, the Simba and Angoramon stuff is already pretty competitive. There's one that gains you a memory, and I think there's another one that also does something pretty good as well. Don't count me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. So this one's actually a little bit contestable in situations, but I think you play this anyways, just because playing a tamer is good. So that's pretty much all I can say about this one, other than obviously there's the inheritable again, gaining 1k DP. You already know my feelings about that. Not very strong, not very impactful, I don't feel. So let's talk about the Lamortmon, which I believe has a lot more going for it.
Lamortmon is a level 5 green Digimon with the when Digievolving effect. This Digimon gains piercing for the turn. Then if this Digimon has a Digi-Evolution card with Angoramon in its name, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. And then your turn, once per turn, when this Digimon deletes your opponent's Digimon by battle, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack.
So it's very safe to say that this Lamortmon is what I would call pretty darn good. Obviously we're going to be playing into the no unsuspended guy effects with the level 6, but having this level 5 that gives it piercing and also suspends a guy for free is pretty nice, and the inheritable itself is very nice as well, essentially allowing you to trash the top card of security, which I think is going to be pretty important, especially in the kind of meta that is going to be produced out of this. I think there's going to be a lot more control decks. Obviously Royal Knights is still going to be very popular until we get like BT14 and beyond, so I think being able to trash the top card of security is going to be very valuable for this deck, and so I think you'll probably end up playing 4 of this. And also I don't think the other Lamortmons are that good. The one in BT10 makes you lose memory if you don't have a tamer in play, which is very and I believe the other one is just like a warp Digi-Evolution, which can be obviously good, but I feel like this one is probably going to be the more consistent option that you go for. So again, you're probably playing 4 of this card. It's very strong, and there's not really much else to say about this. Just a generically pretty good, strong card. So now let's talk about the big boss monster himself, the Angoramon, which is going to be the level 6 for the archetype.
Angoramon is a level 6 Digimon with blocker. It also has when Digievolving and when attacking, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Then if your opponent has no unsuspended Digimon in play, gain 1 memory. It also has end of your turn, one of your Digimon in play with Angoramon in its text can attack one of your opponent's Digimon in play.
So I think it's pretty safe to say that the Angoramon is a very strong card. However, it needs a lot of cards to function very well. Don't get me wrong, the effects are pretty good. The when Digievolving and when attacking effects of suspend a guy, and if your opponent has no unsuspended Digimon, gain a memory is obviously going to be very strong either way, and it's not once per turn, so you're able to do it multiple times if you're able to unsuspend the Angoramon. We'll talk about that later. And also the fact that at the end of your turn, you're able to swing with it straight away is going to be very strong when you combine it with the tamer, which we'll talk about later. This can essentially mean that you swing for potentially 2 to 3 times, depending on how many tamers you have in play, essentially, of the new tamer. So, and it also has blocker itself, so at the end of the turn, you're able to make it more of a defensive option. So I think this card is pretty good. Will it be like the crazy finisher that the deck needs? Bit debatable, but will it control the field? I think it will probably end up controlling the field a lot, if I'm being perfectly honest. So this card itself, I think, is very combo, but if your opponent knows that you'll be going into the Angoramon, they're probably not going to play stuff out. So I think there could be like easy ways to counter this card, unfortunately. So very cool card. Works well with the combo of the deck itself, and yeah, I definitely think, like, obviously there isn't any other level 6s to play at the moment in Angoramon, as this is the first time we're getting the level 6s, but yeah, obviously a very strong level 6 straight away for the deck. So we're also getting the promo Angoramon as well, so we're going to talk about that now as well.
Angoramon is a level 6 green Digimon with the when Digievolving effect to suspend 2 of your opponent's Digimon, and then all turns, once per turn, when one of your Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle, if this Digimon has Angoramon in its Digi-Evolution cards, unsuspend one of your Digimon.
So this promo variant is definitely not as strong as the other one that we just mentioned. I think this has a couple of problems. It doesn't have that combo potential, unfortunately, as much as I would, want it to. So I think this is the one that you'll be playing less of, obviously, but it still hasn't got like bad effects. Suspending 2 Digimon is going to be very nice. It's Digivolve for 3 instead of 4, which is obviously impactful in certain situations, and also just the fact that you're able to unsuspend when you delete a guy with Angoramon in this Digievolution cards. And that's important because the other cards mentioned did Angoramon in its text, essentially, I believe, whereas this one you need to have the Angoramon underneath, which you're obviously going to happen to have anyways because all the stacks will have Angoramon in it, essentially. You're probably going to play this maybe at like 2 in the deck, but you'll be playing the other level 6 probably at 4 because that one is just way stronger. And the reason why it's so stronger is because of the tamer, which I haven't discussed yet. So let's discuss the tamer Ruli right now.
Ruli is a green tamer that costs 3 to play. Your turn when you would Digivolve your Digimon into a green card with Beast, Animal, or 4 Sovereigns in one of its traits other than Sea Animal. By suspending this tamer, reduce the Digievolution cost by 1. It also has the end of your turn effect. Once per turn, you may unsuspend one of your Digimon with Angoramon in its text, and you get to play it for free if it's found in security.
So one of the best things that Angora has actually had the most going for it is actually its tamer lineup. It's actually got a kind of strong tamer lineup as is with the promo one, even though it's not going to be played anymore. It's still a nice DP, just DP in general. The cost of 4 one is also pretty good, but I think this one is probably going to be your main one, and it's just due to the fact that it just reduces costs. And if anyone knows how important reducing costs is, it's pretty strong. And most important thing about this card, if I'm being perfectly honest, is the end of your turn effect, which allows you to unsuspend one of your Digimon with Angoramon in its text. So, you know that Dear Rabbitmon? Well, you're able to do that when attacking effect multiple times, and you're able to do the end of your turn effect multiple times with the Dear Rabbitmon. So it's a very strong combination that, you're going to be playing 4 of this, I think. I don't think you play anything less because this card just enables the deck a lot, reduces the deck by everything essentially. So this is just pretty much an auto-include in my books, and that has been all of the Angoramon support. So let's quickly go over it and give my thoughts. So, to give my overall thoughts on the Angoramon stuff, am I more excited for this stuff than over the Jellymon stuff? Unfortunately not, but one of the cool things that Angoramon has got going for it is the fact that now it has a decent searcher. You can play a tamer out for free instead of hard playing it. You've got a really decent level 5. The level 6 is going to be a mainstay in the deck in my opinion, and the tamer itself, Ruli, is very strong within this deck, and I think it has a lot of good things going for it, but at the moment, is it going to be competitively viable? Probably not. I think it's more of a fun, casual deck that you're going to be playing at your locals once or twice, but I think future support might help it. We have Limited Pack 01 coming out relatively soon also, which will include stuff which is also part of the Digimon Ghost game. And I believe in that support, in that pack, a lot of the support was focused on Angoramon. So I think Digimon or Bandai knows that Angoramon needs a little bit more support, and they're providing it, just not in this set right now. So if you're looking to build this deck, I would definitely pick up the pieces. I think most of these pieces are going to be mainstays in the deck anyways. So I think it's going to be a fun, casual deck for the most part, which might become a lot more better once Limited Pack 01 comes out here in the West. Anyways, that is just my opinion on the Angoramon stuff. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section down below. Thank you guys for watching the video. If you did enjoy, obviously, please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.